Good morning, my students, and welcome to your English class. Today, my children, we're going to continue with the topic shapes, okay? Or also geometric shapes. Now remember, here in this class we have several types of shapes. The most common including the one that we saw yesterday, which was the rectangle. But also we have several more, like a circle, like a square, like a triangle, like a rhombus, like a star, like an oval, okay? In the future, we are going to see them, and today we are going to continue with two more, okay? Now, once again, remember that yesterday we started with the rectangle, okay? And some objects that have the shape of a rectangle are the block, remember, like the Lego, like the Lego games, okay? Those are like rectangular shapes. Another object is a table. Now remember, the table is the place where we put the food, donde ponemos la comida, or where we can do the homework, o donde hacemos tarea, okay? Also, the television is a rectangular form, okay? Today, we're going to continue with the square, okay? We have the square and the circle. Now, these two objects, in this case, have a different color. Now, what's the color that appears right here in the square? Color red. And the one that appears here on the circle, color blue, okay? Excellent. Now, before we continue with the activities, let's see the pronunciation, which also is very important because the teacher needs to hear your pronunciation so I can see if you are doing an excellent job or needs to be improved, okay? Very good. Now, I'm gonna say it first and you repeat after me. Square. One more time. Square. Okay, excellent. Circle. One more time. Circle. Okay, and of course you already know the rectangle. Okay, there is no problem with the rectangle. Okay, now objects that look like a circle, the most common object that looks like a circle is a ball, okay? It can be a football, it can be a basketball, a baseball, okay? There is no problem with balls. It can be any ball that you use to practice a sport, okay? Or sometimes they can be gigantic balls or small balls, okay? So it's basically a circle, it's a ball. And what about the squares? Okay, the most common example of a square is a dice. Now, I want to show you an example of what is a dice, okay? This one right here, and you see it, okay? It's a dice. And basically, on a dice, we have several dots. So when we throw it, cuando la aventamos, we have to count the face here, how many dots appear on the face, okay? Tenemos que contar en la carita cuántos puntitos tenemos. That's the function of dice. En eso consta, o en eso es la función de un dadito. And the dice, once again, has a square form, like a square, okay? Very good. Now, today's activities, my children, are two. The first one appears right here, okay? Now, here we have a square. Now, inside this square, we have several images, okay? They look like flowers, they look like hearts, okay? And this is basically a wall. And what is a wall, teacher? Because you said it was a square. Yes, it's a square, but it's also a wall. And a wall in Spanish means pared, okay? Remember that a house, recuerden que una casa está compuesta por 4 paredes. Y la mayoría de las casas, most of the houses have a wall that has a square shape, ¿ok? La mayoría de las paredes tienen una figura en forma de cuadrado, ¿ok? That's why we call it wall or square, ¿ok? So, this is the first activity that you have to do. You have to paint all of the wall, ¿ok? Using different colors, ¿ok? Now, the second part of the day includes right here. Now here we have, as you can see, we have a building. Tenemos un edificio. And the shape of the building, as you can see, is like a gigantic, like a big rectangle, okay? Now, inside the rectangle, we have windows and we have doors. Remember, a window, it's an object that we open so we can receive air, okay? Una ventana. Or doors. Remember, a door, it's an object that we open it to enter to a certain place. Una puerta, okay? Now, here, what you have to do with the colors that the book indicates you, okay? With the colors that the book indicates you, you have to paint the geometric shapes. For example, it says right here, with color blue, you have to paint all of the squares. All of the squares using only color blue. Now here, next to me, I have an example, okay? It's not similar to this. It's not identical, similar, but it's to give you an idea of how to do the work, okay? So, with color blue, it says that we have to paint the squares. So first of all, we have to locate all of the squares. Now, here, is it a square? Yes, it is. So with the color blue, we have to paint it. So square. Here we have another square. And another square. Now let's continue. What about the ones that are under these shapes? Are there squares? No, they are not. So we don't paint them until further instructions. Now, under, are these squares? No, they are not. They are rectangles. So we leave them like that, okay? And what about the ones that appear under? These ones right here. Are these squares? Yes, they are. So we continue with the color blue. Okay, very good. Let's continue reading the instructions. It says, with color red, all of the circles, only the circles with color red. So, remember, you have to have at hand your pencil case, reach for it, look for the color red, you pick it up, and concentrate on the circles. Only circles color red. So, once again, these shapes right here, are they circles? Yes, they are. So we are going to paint them with color red. Don't forget, while you are painting, my children, don't forget that it's very important to repeat the name of the shape so you never forget it, okay? Circles, circles, circles. Excellent. Now, let's see, what about the rectangles? Finally, the instructions say that all of the rectangles must be with color orange, okay? So, rectangles, color orange. Now, I'm gonna get my pencil case and pick up color orange. Okay, I'm back and I have it right here. So, rectangles, color orange. Rectangle, 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 rectangle. Okay, you see, that was easy. There is no problem with these shapes. They are very, very easy. Now remember, my children, this exercise is not, it's similar, but it's not identical, okay? Here we have more geometric shapes, so you have to be careful not confusing the circle with the square and the rectangle, okay? Also, the colors that we use here are the colors that you are going to need for this activity. Once again, the square, color blue, circle, color red, and rectangle, color orange, okay? Very good. So, that's it for today, my children. Remember that it's very important that constantly you practice your numbers and in this occasion, the geometric shapes, okay? Now, once again, I have seen your activities, I have seen all of your works, and they are beautiful. You are doing an excellent job. The teacher Jacob is very happy with you because you are studying hard, you are working hard, and you are remember all of the subjects that I am teaching you. Todo lo que yo les estoy enseñando lo han estado aprendiendo, lo han estado trabajando, and I am very happy. Estoy muy contento con los resultados, okay? Don't forget also that the teacher Jacob loves you very much. We see you tomorrow with more content, with more videos, okay? Take care, my children. Goodbye.